कर रहा है. Let us join them. आप थोड़ा सा तब तक अपना परिचय दे दो ताकि हम उसके हिसाब से प्लान कर सके ना आगे का लेक्चर और सारी चीजें. Can you introduce yourself? Have you passed? हाँ. Can you introduce yourself, बेटा?
Myself, Brahmanesh Dikshit. I am from Lucknow, okay. And I have completed my graduation BTech in biotechnology.
Okay, from which institute?
And I live with my family in Sajapur.
From which institute? From which institute you have completed your BTech biotechnology?
RR Modern Technology.
RR Institute? I think RR
Yes.
Institute.
Yes.
I just visited a few days back, Lucknow, and Dr. Rai is the director there, no? In RR Institute. Yes, I met him. So let us start this lecture. I think then people will join. We cannot wait because time is very crucial, right? Time is very important. We cannot lose time. Pardon? Pardon? Can we start? Okay. Am I audible to you, beta? So yeah, let us have look up some past year question paper. Okay. So you can see this question was asked last year, and they are focusing on the statement, not a specific topic, right? And it's basically on the biomolecules. So following statement is made: B form of DNA has 10 base pair per turn, and A form of DNA has 2.3 angstrom helix rise per base pair. So both the A and B form DNA have a wider major groove and narrow minor groove. Okay. Crystalline nature of cellulose is brought about by alpha-1,4 linkage between the glucose subunits, and the double bonds in the natural lipids are always cis, which provide fluidity to the plasma membrane. Which of the following combination represent the correct statement? So what you will say? Correct statement. Incorrect तो बहुत सारे मिलेंगे. Maximum incorrect here. Just have to look for the incorrect statement. Okay, so such kind of question is going to be asked. You have to have a complete information, right? And they can ask you. Answer I will give you later on. So now you can see this question. Am I audible perfectly? Okay, sir. Your audio, I am not getting your audio. There is some microphone problem, I think. Huh? Adjust your microphone. Okay. So which of the following statement on protein conformation below is incorrect? So you can see the depth of the question just to have a look how depth they are asking. You need to study at very high level. So L-amino acid can occur in type 1 beta turn where phi psi are both positive. Peptide rich in proline is unlikely to adopt alpha helical structure. Proline residue have high propensity to occur in beta turn. कुछ दिन पहले ही हमने ये डिस्कस किया था. तो ये 2019 का पेपर है, right? This paper belongs to 2019 question, है ना? In December this question was asked. Which one of the statement on protein conformation is incorrect? So what you will say? L-amino acid can occur in type 1 beta turn whereas phi psi are both positive. Peptide rich in proline is unlikely to adopt alpha helical structure. Means what is the trick to solve these questions? Okay, they are asking you the incorrect. So you have to take out the correct one. So this one is the correct one. Okay. So proline residue have crossing to occur in beta turn. Yes. Diagonal angle phi psi of amino acid in unfolded protein are exclusively positive. Right. Okay. So which one is the correct? L amino acid can occur in type 1. This may be the probability. So you should remember the quadrant. I have discussed few days back about Ramachandran plot 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this one is the positive, positive. Okay. ये भी positive, ये भी positive. तो यहाँ double positive है. Phi psi. Right. These regions are positive. Okay. So this is the alpha region, L alpha, and this is the alpha right, alpha L, alpha R. Okay. And L amino acid are always positive. So this one is correct. So this one will be wrong. Okay. So you must remember the concept. Why I am telling the question? Because questions you cannot remember, because question can be framed in thousands manner. So you have to understand the complete concept. So just have a few glimpse of the questions of past years. So sugar puckering in double-stranded nucleic acid is exclusively. So now this is the 2019 question, December. Now at very depth, they are asking these questions. Sugar puckering in double-stranded nucleic acid is exclusively what? C2-endo in double-stranded DNA. Sugar puckering double-stranded nucleic acid exclusively they are asking. C3 prime endo in double-stranded DNA, C2 endo in double-stranded RNA, C3 endo in hybrid complex with one strand as DNA and other as RNA. So what you will say? Any idea? Exclusively. So just a guess, karo. You can make a guess. No problem if you are wrong. So we will study today all these in details. Then we will return to this question. And also we will study today these questions. Thermodynamics of protein folding. So because in continuation of protein, we should start with this protein, but I should start with the DNA structure, because this is your first demo class, and that will be the very advanced discussion. So thermodynamics of protein folding, they asked a complete analysis of this graph. So this is the two column, you can see X and Y. Okay. So they are asking point A belong to which sentence? Okay. Point A belong to which sentence? A, native structure. B, structure with highest entropy. C, molten globule. D, discrete folding intermediate. So what will be the A? So this is the highest entropy and this is the lowest entropy, as you can see from the diagram. Okay. And a percent of protein in native conformation, you can see here, and this is the entropy level. So which option is correct? This A belong to second. A structure with highest entropy, so this seems to be right. Any guess from your side? ये तो थोड़ा सही लग रहा है. This seems to be correct, because according to the graph, this is the highest energy level. So mostly question you will find analysis type, right? And C will be the molten globule. D, discrete folding intermediates, right? And then you have to screen out, because this cannot be correct. This should not be correct here. This cannot be correct. So according to first option, A second, B third. Let us check the B third. Okay, A second, B third. B will be molten globule. Yes, this is the stage of molten globule. Okay, and if you see, they are asking C4 discrete folding intermediate, fourth one means C. Yes, this is also correct. This is the discrete folding intermediate. Right, discrete folding intermediate. And you will see the point D. D belong to 1. D is the native structure, means this is the final folded structure. That's why this is called as the native state. Okay, so such kind of depth is going to be asked in the questions. So you have to take the decision in 2 minutes. Okay, you have to take the decision only in 2 minutes. Now, sir, this question is hypothetically designed by me, and in such a super quality structure of DNA, they can ask you the linking number. What is the linking number? Okay, so they can ask you the linking number, and in the meantime, I will tell you how to solve this question. Okay, the linking difference. So what does this mean? So let us start with the.
Sir, please listen me first.
Keshav, please.
So I'm saying that by observing that question and level of question is too high according to my concept, which is not clear. Such as question in depth and too depth. Question level is too depth, and the concept is not too much clear. Of my concept are not too much clear. Then how can it be possible to clear my concept and about that also?
I'm going to discuss. Yes, very good question. I'm going to discuss because every day, whatever the question we are taking, generally we are discussing that questions, that theoretical part, right? And the theoretical part in depth, not just asking the question and leaving you puzzle. This is not my target, right? And this is also not my style.
Sir, I have sir, in protein folding, I am only known about that primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary structure of protein.
Yes,
and we are that's all, and not too much more. And in this question, I am saying that the level is too tough and it's too difficult. So I assume.
No, this is not difficult because this was not covered in your syllabus. No, this is the advanced level, but this should be covered in your syllabus. That's the problem. Only thing is that thing, you know well what have been discussed in past. Okay, and I am going to do the same. I will discuss the same. For example, I can just wait. I have another slide regarding the protein folding. Okay, so this is the protein folding, right? So if I am going to discuss, then you can easily solve. Now see, what is the protein folding? If you see the protein folding, this is the same graph. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
This is the same graph. Whatever you have seen in that question. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now you can see this is the X, this is the Y, and this is the X, right? So
yes, sir.
The experiment was performed between the energy and entropy.
That's right, sir. I want to study from this level, not to that level, sir.
Okay, what I'm saying ki this is my style of teaching. I am putting question first so that you are aware that many times what happens is students are thinking I have never seen this question, so teacher is teaching nonsense type of things. So that is the problem. So that's why I am telling you the question first, and then if I am discussing, then you are listening very carefully, and then you are able to solve any such type of questions. That is my target. Okay. So this is the energy entropy diagram, and you know protein folding is a stepwise. This graph telling you two things. First one, protein folding protein folding is a stepwise process, not sudden process. अगर sudden होता तो ये अचानक से होता, फिर ये different stages you cannot observe, right? So protein folding is a stepwise process. और साथ में note भी करते चलो, ठीक है? You are not watching the movies, rather than you are studying the complete lecture, and it may happen that you may forget everything in the next morning. Okay. So have a pen and paper, and whatever the diagram is there, try to make it, and whatever the conclusion we are discussing here, you must note it down.
Yes.
And then, because if you don't know anything, then you have to learn in stepwise manner. There is no other alternative. You have to learn the stepwise manner. So I'm just telling you, the protein is being translated from the ribosome, right? This is called as the primary protein. Getting my point? And then it's going to take the shape of secondary structure, alpha helix and beta, right? And then tertiary structure, okay, where you can find the fold, domain, and motif, okay, and then quaternary structure, where you find the subunits, okay,
globular,
homopolymer and heteropolymers, subunits, because you know you have seen that mostly enzymes and hemoglobin, all they are mentioning about subunits. So now this is the final functional structure. Final functional structure. So now the question arises, suppose this is the cell, right? This is the cell, and in this cell there will be cytoplasm. There will be cytoplasm, right? And you'll see the nucleus also.
Nucleus, mitochondria.
No, I'm not talking much about. This is the nucleus, and from the nuclear pore, you will see the protein is coming out. Nascent protein, whatever the translated protein is there, primary protein is there, they are coming outside in the cytoplasm. Now the folding starts here in the cytoplasm. Okay. So cytoplasm, they are taking the various shape. They are taking the various shape. Getting my point? So if they are taking the various shape, then the two question arises. Who is guiding? Who is guiding for perfect protein folding? For perfect protein folding. What is the answer? Any guess? Lakshmi?
Sir, I think secretion, source of secretion of protein will be a main role for folding of protein.
No, I'm asking different thing. So they are called as the molecular chaperones.
Molecular chaperones.
Right. So they are guiding their foldings. But also various stages are there. Suddenly there is no formation of native structure or functional structure. Okay. So these are the different stages. So I am talking about the energy. Why I am talking about the energy? Because if you are talking about the tertiary and quaternary structure, there are various bonds which are stabilizing them. What are the primary bonds which are stabilizing them? So you can divide them into the covalent versus non-covalent. Okay. Covalent versus non-covalent. So covalent are of two types. Which one? One is the peptide and other one is the disulfide. And if we're talking about the non-covalent bonding, the most prominent is the hydrophobic hydrophobic interaction, and then hydrophilic interaction. Third one is the hydrogen bonding. So basically, if you see, there is interchain and intrachain hydrogen bonding, alpha helix, intrachain hydrogen bonding, right? And if you see in the beta, there will be interchain hydrogen bond. Okay, there will be interchain hydrogen bonding. So getting my points. Now, in the tertiary stage, they are making the fold and domain because cytoplasmic content contains water. And if you are dissolving any such hydrophobic content in the water, they are going to bury it inside, and hydrophilic will be on the surface. So you can see the micelle-like structure. Hydrophobic inside, okay, hydrophilic surface. Because water is there, so they are attracting and pulling this hydrophilic amino acid. So they are forming the micelle-like structure. And similarly, you can see in the membrane formation, right? Some hydrophobic and hydrophilic interaction will be dominating. So this hydrophobic interaction is important in various kinds of stabilization of biomolecule, like in the DNA, and also in the protein, right? So DNA, there is a base pair stacking, and that's why they are very important. In the proteins, you can see they are going to interact like this. So if I'm talking about the folding, can I erase this? So if I'm talking about the energy level, thermodynamics, right? So entropy is the disorderness. Entropy is the disorderness. Means this is the highest entropy, right? Highest entropy means disorderness is high, right? And this one is the lowest entropy. So this will be lowest randomness, right? So thermodynamically, which will be stable? Thermodynamically, this will not be stable, but rather than this will be stable, and they are going to form the final structure. But what you can see, the unfolded, this is the unfolded stage, and this is the final folded state, right? Folded state. And in between, this is called as the molten globule phase. Okay, so folding, you can understand like this, like renaturation from denaturation, right? You have denatured a protein, and then you are removing all the reductant, they are going to fold again. So folding protein must proceed from entropy state to low energy or low energy entropy relationship. What does it mean? It simply means that unfolded protein, note kar lo, unfolded protein have the highest entropy. Entropy is highest. And this is the native protein, folded protein. This is the lowest entropy, right? Lowest entropy. So we can say that protein is folding in a stepwise manner, And second conclusion we can draw, they are also passing through various unstable phases. These are the unstable phases, and this middle portion representing the molten globule phase. Molten globule phase. Okay, getting my point? And they are going to form a tunnel-like structure. This is going to form tunnel-like structure. So sometime this is also called as energy tunnel, right? This is also called as energy tunnel. And if you see, for example, which one is guiding? So CSR has asked the question on PDI also. What is correct, what is non-correct about the PDI? So this is the reduced PDI, then what they are doing, and this is the oxidized PDI, then what they are doing. So exactly if you'll see, this is the protein where disulfide bond is absent, and this is the protein where finally you can see the disulfide bond is there. So how this was possible? This was possible because of protein disulfide isomerase. So already you might be knowing that during the tertiary structure, what's happening? The protein are taking a special shape because of formation of disulfide bond. Okay, so you can see here what's happening. Reduced PDI, protein disulfide isomerase, catalyzing this process, right? And that's why this is the RNase protein, RNase A protein, which is going to fold in stepwise manner. And this experiment was done by the Kenny Finsen. Okay, got the point? And another oxidized condition, PDI is attacking this SH, and also they are developing disulfide bond. So under both the condition, they are helping the folding of the proteins. So this is the one factor. Because of disulfide bond, there is a folding, and this is also going to be a stabilizing factor. Okay, so what is the function of disulfide PDI, protein disulfide isomerase? So they asked. So you must remember that their function is to form the disulfide bond, right? And there are another important factor which are important in foldings, that is called as the molecular chaperones. So what are the molecular chaperones? Molecular chaperones are exactly the ATPases. And ATPases are an enzyme which catalyzes the hydrolysis of ATP into ADP, right? ATP is going to be hydrolysis by the ATPases into ADP plus PI. Okay, so this is the role of molecular chaperones, and they are going to assess the protein folding. So what we learned that, we have learned that, tell me the important point. Protein folding is a thermodynamic process, correct? Protein folding is a thermodynamic process, correct or not? Tell me. Thermodynamics events and starts from lowest entropy. Okay, and in the protein folding, disulfide bond is made by the PDI. What is the full form of PDI?
Protein isomerase last ध्यान नहीं आ सकता.
यही है ना. This is the reason. If you are focusing maximum, you are learning maximum. This is called as the protein disulfide isomerase because they are making the disulfide bond. That's why disulfide term is there, right? So PDI, protein.
Protein disulfide isomerase.
हाँ, note भी करते चलो. Protein disulfide isomerase. And third point, we have learned that there are molecular chaperones which are assisting in perfect protein folding.
Protein folding.
Perfect protein folding. Right? And chaperones are present in both prokaryote as well as eukaryotes. What is the difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes? We are going to discuss next. So if you will see in the prokaryotes, they are forming the dimer, look like dimer, but also have extra structure in the center. And this is very important. Why I am talking like this? Because I will show you the molecular structure of these chaperones. क्योंकि अभी तक पूछा नहीं है, they might be asking in the next exam, because CSR has a common formula. They are never repeating any question. So there are various names of the chaperones, like in the prokaryote they are named as HSP70. And why HSP70? Because their molecular weight is 70 kilo Dalton. And in eukaryote, you might be knowing HSP90, right? So 70-90 may be common in the both prokaryote and eukaryote also. Okay. And what is the function of HSP70 chaperones? So without assistant, they are the boss. So boss always need assistant, right? Assistants. So this is called as the co-chaperone. Co-chaperone. So boss is HSP70, co-chaperone is HSP40. And in association with both, they are always ready to pick up welcome the newly synthesized protein which are coming from the nucleus. This is the primary protein coming out of nucleus from the ribosome. Sorry, ribosome बाहर होगा ना? Ribosome यहाँ पे बाहर होगा, in the cytoplasm, not in the nucleus. Okay. So primary protein is coming out and they are ready to catch. And then as soon as they are emerging, these proteins are emerging outside, they are catching the protein, welcoming the protein, and they are guiding to their home in the folding process. So you got the point? There are two factors, main chaperones.
Sir, apart from this session, I can also join for aptitude class. What about aptitude classes?
Aptitude class is not running separately, rather than we are discussing and also giving you the questions in the mock test. Okay. So topic is discussed. What topic will be coming in the mock test, and you have to.
And sir, there are any separate class for aptitude or conducted?
Yes, there is a video lecture I will share you. Right. On.
So I am saying that there is any for you have conducted for aptitude class.
I am answering the same. Listen carefully. There is a recorded video lecture, okay, on each topic of aptitude. Okay.
Okay.
So there we are discussing the examples, various examples, formulas, and then we will also share you the book, e-book, okay, and where you can practice the questions, because very similar questions are coming in this session. So you are not going to face any difficulty. So we are discussing part B, part C.
Math is not too bad.
I am also not mathematician. I am also biologist. So I know only the basic math that is sufficient
I
for
know, but sir,
solving.
general mathematics is also common in past SI NET exam.
No, that's not general mathematics. This is a basic mathematics, right? Basic mathematics means uh, you should know
Basic
the
algebra. Okay, algebra.
graphical algebra, right? And then some kind
Manipulation.
of logical sequences, clock question, right? Timing question,
Yes.
speed question,
Clock,
all these
calendar.
10th level questions are coming, right? And then
uh,
stats, है ना? Then probability.
Statics. Sir,
Ah,
statics also I've been asking for that.
I'm saying what? I will provide you recorded video lecture on each topic. Why you are
Okay,
worrying?
okay, no problem.
Already recorded so many times. I'm not able to say the same thing, na? Because I am researching over these topics, where new questions are being researched, and almost the timing, they can ask you the very similar question from last 10 years. That is not an issue.
And mock test, how many mock tests in a week will be conducted?
As much you need, that's not a big issue because already we have more than 100 mock tests.
Okay,
It's
okay.
ready on each topic. Okay,
On
topical
which test,
mock test.
sir, on which commencement of class will be given?
Whenever you are requesting, I will allot you the mock test. This is not a boundary, but mostly mock test is going to happen on Saturday and Sunday. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so you have sufficient time to revise. Any question from you, Lakshmi?
And yes, sir. Sir, class classes will be start
Classes timing is this
on
is a
this day.
perfect time. Huh? From Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday.
Not for timing. I'm asking for date. From which date? Do you have proper conducting
From last week only. Okay. From last week only.
last week?
Uh, so this is the unit one, protein and biomolecule. We are discussing unit one, CSIR biomolecules. Okay. So this is under the protein chemistry under the biomolecule. So part A and B only we have discussed. No? Part A, B, and C. So all recordings and notes are there available. So if you want, again we can take it these classes beside proceeding over these current contents. So the syllabus timeline is fixed. No? Okay, syllabus timeline is fixed. This will not be disturbed. Getting my points.
Sir, your voice is breaking too much, sir.
Your internet is weak, na?
Are you getting me, so?
Now voice is okay. Check that.
Yes, sir.
Voice is
No.
perfect. Okay. Sometimes weather condition is bad, so it's going to right.
Okay.
So can we proceed?
And sir,
Hmm? Pardon?
student of class? How many students in class?
Students are enrolling already. 3 to 4 students have enrolled. Okay. So because of some work, they are not appearing because some examination is there, and one student is having training, so she will join next week. Right. So 4 students are there till date.
Okay.
So admission is going on.
Okay.
This week I have invited 3 to 4 students, and also next week many students can join. Your internet is very weak. I think weather condition is very bad. Okay. So Should we continue or we should end here? What you suggest?
Okay. Sir, I will call you morning and confirm about that's all.
Okay, no problem. So we are ending here lecture. Huh? Once you enroll, then we will continue. Okay, thank you so much.